Hey guys, welcome my friends. If anyone is here yet, I don't think anyone is here yet. That's okay. Bring up the desktop just in case we get some comments, some conversation going on. But it might end up just me talking, which is okay. We've been there before. Um, you know, I had a bit of a revelation this morning. Gotta love when that happens. And it still does. Hey, Danny. Danny says, good morning, Yogi. How are you, my friend? After, some decades of practicing A Course in Miracles. Hey, Jace. Jace says, Eric. Waves at Danny. Welcome, my friends. Danny's doing good. Glad to hear that. See, after some decades of practicing A Course in Miracles, you're still open for some revelations. Especially when you start wondering, why is this one aspect still so hard for me? Why isn't this one issue not forgiven when I've been practicing forgiveness forever? Why isn't this one person not forgiven? And the revelation and the realization is so simple, it's mind-boggling, literally mind-boggling. The reason why me or you or anyone might be encountering some resistance within the artful practice of forgiveness is because we're still thinking that there's actually someone that needs to be forgiven, that there's actually someone in a separate appearance from ourselves that needs to be forgiven, that there's an actual figure, but there isn't. Everything is, Jace says meow, you hear that? Hey, you chased my cat away, Jace. What did you say? What did you say in meow language? What did he say in cat language that caused my cat to look at me in alarm and say, I'm out of here? We never stop in our development. A friend of mine, an author, Robert Saltzman, has said, awakening never ends. And I love that. We're always in process of awakening. But if you ever find someone that you cannot forgive, or an issue that you cannot forgive, here's why. Because you are thinking that there's an actual person there that needs to be forgiven. There isn't. There is only the projection of the one mind. There is a dream character that you've created, that you've put all of your misperceptions upon, that is offering you a moment to recognize. Forgiveness is simply the recognition that I've put all this on the appearance of this person, and it's undeserving because it's my own mind that has created this episode. And I need to forgive so that I can release my perception of this person as well as my perception of myself. Let's see. Runner Boy says, oh no, it's Yogi. Yep, imagine finding me here, of all places, on my live stream. Danny says, also, we never stop learning. Absolutely. You know what? Yes and no. Sometimes it seems that we do, doesn't it? We become stuck. We become so caught up in our own misperceptions of the world, they solidify, and we think this is the way things are. And we never allow room for anything different to ever happen. Excellent points, guys. Excellent points. Jay says, I only said that he's thinking about a dog. That was enough. That was enough to send my cat packing. She's literally right now packing her bags. I got to spend the rest of my morning convincing her to stay. It was just Jace making a dog joke. Danny says, I think Jace says, Amanda is coming in a bit, Yogi. I haven't seen Amanda in a couple of days. Danny says, save runner boy. Amanda said to tell you to twerk on camera. You never know. You never know. Maybe I'll do a special live stream twerking our way to enlightenment. How to awaken through the art of twerk. Hey, Danny. How are you, my friend? Hey, Brian. Brian says good morning. Nice to see you guys. Brian says, I made it. I appreciate that. Amanda is live at the moment. Nice. I looked for her. I didn't see her. I actually looked to see if any friends were live, and I didn't see them. Everyone is saying good morning. Jay says Amanda is wild and so funny. She is. Jay says Nick. Hey, Nick. Nick says, hey there, everyone. Hey, yesterday, guys, our friend Nick asked for some help. He's looking for support. He's looking to expand his channel, get some subscribers, and maybe get some watch hours. If you guys could maybe hang out on Nick's channel for a little bit. If you're not subscribed, if you can go over and subscribe. Brian says, I made a really cool shelf for the basement. I'm excited to hang it. Nice. It's pretty big and made out of oak. It sounds solid. Whenever I hear something's made out of oak, I always think of something being really solid. Able to, yep, I was going to ask if you were going to make a short. Jace will be right back. Thanks for that, the link, Jace. Jace and I are going to be doing our Sunday reps coming up at 8:30. So I'm going to read lesson 122 from the workbook of A Course in Miracles. For those who don't know or have forgotten or never heard me say this the past 672 times, Course in Miracles is a 700 and some page text that provides the foundation for a life of awakening. We can call it enlightenment. Then it has a 365-day workbook, a lesson a day. The only thing the Course ever asks is only practice one lesson a day. You can stay with that lesson as often as you want, but never go to more than one lesson in a day. And then there's a manual for teachers, which I've gotten so much out of lately. Sunday rep day. Sunday is rep burpee day. Every day is rep day. Yesterday I did 60 reps of long cycle in a 10-minute set, and I'm feeling it. I did an 8-minute set with the 16 kilograms on Friday and a 10-minute set with the 14 kilograms yesterday, and I am sore. Nick says, I'm making new videos for everyone to check out. Awesome, Nick. Oh, a lesson. Yep, every day is a lesson. Easy says, hey, okay, Easy. Truly, every day is a lesson. And you know what? The lesson is never what you think it is. The lesson is always presented to you in someone else, because we are still viewing people as someone else. You've probably heard me say this at least 100 times. Ramana Maharshi, the great sage in India, southern India, when he was asked by his followers, hey, you hear what Jace said? She said, yes, she did hear. He said he's sorry. He didn't mean what he said about a dog. You got it? I'm not sure she's fully forgiving. Ramana Maharshi was asked, how do we treat others? And he smiled with the answer. Brian says, smart cat. There are no others, was his answer. How do we treat others? There are no others. And yet we careen through life believing that there's others. And it keeps us trapped. And we never learn the lesson. The lesson is whatever someone else is presenting me, which ties into the fact of why is it so hard for us to forgive other people, or certain other people, or certain situations. And it's because we have made a special event or a special relationship with these people, where we think they are separate, we think they are others. I can forgive this, but I will not forgive that. We think of forgiveness as I can forgive, but I won't forget. Hey, Selena. And forgiveness literally means to forget. It doesn't mean we don't have wisdom. It doesn't mean we don't have discernment. But it means that if we are accepting the present moment, and remember, enlightenment, awakening is only being present in this moment, then how can we bring in something from the past that never happened? It might seem like it happened, but in truth, if reality is the present moment, it means only what is happening right now is happening. There is no past, there's only a projected future. So forgiveness means definitely, truly forgetting. But forgetting doesn't mean that we don't have wisdom. It doesn't mean that we don't have discernment. It doesn't mean that we don't recognize that in the appearance of the world, it seems that this happened. And for the protection of ourselves, the seemingly apparent self, and the protection of the apparent someone else, we don't allow something to happen that would harm us again. We take care of ourselves, and we take care of other people as well. Oh, I love Charles Bukowski. I spent a decade living Charles Bukowski, believing that that was the life I needed to live as a unpublished and failed poet. Although I did have a few things published during the 90s. Jay says, I've been requested to start the meows in the second live stream. Kitty asks. I would. I do my burpees in the basement. She is not a basement cat. Hey, Selena. Selena, how are you? Selena says, say Yogi, blessings from Australia, blessings from the United States. Everyone is saying hi. I hope everyone connects. Yeah, the 90s, easy, were my decade of Charles Bukowski-ism. Meaning drunk, belligerent, and holding a lot of grievances against the world. So let me read part of lesson 122 very quickly. And it explains why forgiveness is enlightenment, why forgiveness is awakening, and it's a process, it's a practice. When we think we have it, we don't, because the next lesson is always forthcoming. The next lesson is always someone else. It's the rude cashier. It is the person that cut you off in traffic. It is the person who appears to be calling you out or trolling or being mean-spirited. It is always the appearance of another. But remember, the appearance of another is always our misperception. We can set them free, and when we set them free of those misperceptions, we become free ourselves. Lesson 122. Forgiveness offers everything I want. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want the care and safety and the warmth of shore protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that never can be hurt, a deep, abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it cannot be upset? All this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy in which you meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon the eyelids so you see no dreams of fear and evil and malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. So, what better definition of enlightenment is there? A peace that never path is in biblical language. A peace that never fails. A happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world. Safety and the warmth of protection always. A quietness of mind that cannot be disturbed. A gentleness that cannot be hurt. How often have we been gentle, have we been kind, only to have that rebuked? Have it rebuked and we say, well, I'm never going to be gentle and kind to that person again. I've learned my lesson. That wasn't the lesson. The lesson was the gentleness and kindness itself, not what was returned to us. We're never gentle and kind for the sake of others. You know why? There are no others. Everything we offer to ourselves. We offer forgiveness to someone else so that we escape the misperception that there is another. Do you want to return to the peacefulness of God, the atonement at one mint, enlightenment? Then everyone is giving you a lesson. Everyone is giving the opportunity to escape. Pascal, the philosopher Pascal, said enlightenment is other people, or hell is other people. And it is as long as we perceive that there are other people. Let that go. And you also create heaven in that very moment. Funny that you say that. Dostoevsky. I need to practice my pronunciation. Dostoevsky. Notes from underground. So you've read about the 2+2 world. Because I'm reading Kenneth Wapnick, author of a great teacher of A Course in Miracles. And he offers a take on that. Because the protagonist of Notes from Underground, the 2+2 world, talks of the 2+2. 2+2 doesn't equals 4. It equals 2+2 equals 5. Hey, Maddie. Good morning, Miss Yogi. Hope you're well. I am well. Selena said, that's beautiful, Yogi. Poor folk changed my mind. What do you mean, Selena? Oh, poor folk. Dostoevsky. Let me know. Give me a nod when I finally stumble upon a correct pronunciation. I have been, I read the, what was it, The Idiot? 40 years ago, and ever since I have been trying to pronounce his name. So you're reading some pretty dark stuff. Bukowski is dark, and yet there's an underlying hopefulness in his words. Jay says, only when you discover your true self can you project that to others. There's only one. Funny you say that, because going back to 2+2 equals 4, but Dostoevsky saying 2+2 really equals 5. Kenneth Wapnick says the actual equation is 1 + 1 always and only equals 1, because there's only one. So A Course in Miracles says that in deep psychology of yoga and Buddhism, we project everything onto the world. Everything is projection of that one mind, of the oneness that Jace just said. However, the antidote to projection isn't more projection, it is extension. The reality of who we of is love. And we can only extend love. So we have projection and we have extension. In every moment we have a choice. Are we continuing the projection, which means that we are refusing to forgive, that we are seeing the story that we wrote in our mind playing out upon the appearance, but not the reality of another? Or are we offering a moment of healing by forgiving the appearance of another? By finally accepting the fact that we wish to release ourselves from the illusion of separation. Let's see. Dostoevsky. So I'm relatively close. Dostoevsky. Relatively close. I've gotten the DOS and the Evsky. Correct. Poor Easy and our friend Max. They have been trying to decipher my mispronunciation of everything for quite a few months now. Easy has gotten quite fluid in Yogiism, or Max calls it Eric Ease. He speaks Eric Knees. Jay says, Maddie, hello again, bro. Jace says, okay, it was Jace who offered this. Dostoevsky. Now I've gotten two pronunciations. I thought I was saying Dostoevsky. There you go. It all comes back to projection. I've only believed that I've been pronouncing Dostoevsky. Hey, Susanna, my friend, how are you? Easy says, I enjoy reading dark things. Now, here's the question. Can you balance that out with reading some enlightening things? Can you do a point-counterpoint? Selena says, Maddie, my friend, thank you so much. What a beautiful gift to start the morning. The gift of lentils and oatmeal and rice. How do we extend? We don't. That's the key. When we think that we extend, we're still caught up in the ego, thinking that we, the ego, can do something. But the ego doesn't truly exist. The ego is part of the projection. The ego is the belief of who we think we are. Enlightenment is awakening, is when we realize that we are not an ego. Doesn't mean the ego doesn't keep appearing. Because as long as we are in the world, as long as we are in the 2+2 world, that Dostoevsky, how close was I? Just put a scale of 1 to 5. Whenever I say that, give me a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being I'm on money, 1 being keep trying. Add some dates. Well, thank you. Man, dates are a luxury that I greatly enjoy. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I am a bit overwhelmed. Just give me a moment. Thank you. Projection must also happen inwards, but only as possible after enlightenment. Before enlightenment, do burpees. After enlightenment, do burpees. So extension happens completely on its own, Selena. It is love, our reality, who we are. So in every moment, we can simply ask ourselves, am I projecting fear? The opposite of love is fear. Although in reality, what is truly, truly reality cannot have an opposite. What is truly all-encompassing cannot have an opposite. So anything that is appearing to us as fear, as separateness, as illusion, cannot be real. Man, you guys are seriously overwhelming me. A few blueberries, and maybe some vegan bread. Thank you so much, guys. There is a perfect vegan bread. Have you guys ever had Ezekiel bread? Is it available overseas? Selena said, I had some rejection today, and I choose to see the positive side. So who you are, Selena, the reality of love can never be rejected. Only the ego can be rejected. Remember, we're not fighting the ego. We're not ceasing to eliminate the ego. We just want to recognize, am I coming from the ego? Or am I coming from, in the language of the Course in Miracles, it's the Holy Spirit. Am I choosing to be crucified? Or am I choosing the miracle of resurrection? The resurrection is allowing everyone and everything to be reborn each and every moment. The resurrection is try some strawberries. I will. I love strawberries. Jace says, Maddie, and send some love. And Maddie says, Jace, brother. Man, you guys are truly, truly beautiful. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. When Cena says, we can buy Ezekiel bread at certain specialty stores here in Australia. Ezekiel bread's an acquired taste. It's awesome as toast. Absolutely love it. Man. Hey, Kayla. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jace. You guys heard me talk about nuts. You know, if Amanda and Danny were here, where this conversation would be going right now, as soon as I said that. Danny, are you still with us? Handful of almonds, walnuts in the oatmeal, one Brazil nut every day. Sorry, guys. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, guys. Thanks again. Selena says, Kayla, hi. Hey, you guys connected to Kayla? Your choice, brother. Yogi, we appreciate you. Let me leave a message here, guys. Just a moment. As I said in the message, I am in awe of the generosity here. All of you guys. Thank you so much. That's the bell. Always ring upon request or when something magical happens. Jay says, ding, 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 baby. The ring of love. Guys, if you don't know, we have 2 bells. I'll tell the story before we head off for the day. This was a gift from Mocha. This is a Tibetan meditation bell. Has an absolutely beautiful sound. I love it. It was a gift from Mocha. Mocha continuously gives me the gift of coming to terms with my true self. This is a cheap bell. I bought on an Amazon, probably for about $1.99. I bought it to have at my father's bedside. Bought a couple bells. When he was downstairs, when he was upstairs. My father, in his last 4 months of his life, was in a wheelchair. Couldn't do a whole lot of stuff for himself any longer. That was devastating for him because he was always very independent. He made it to 93 being independent, being able to walk. Even when it was just with a cane, even with a walker, he was extremely independent. He could do everything for himself. But the last 4 months of his life, he lost that, and it was hard. This bell, I bought him $1.99, cheap. It has a magical sound for me. When I heard that bell from my father, I knew it was from his last resort. That he had done everything he could for himself and he needed help. And he knew that I would be there. The number one priority I had with my father, that he was always my father. That it was dignity. That even though I had to do almost everything for him, he wasn't replaced as my father. That it was truly, sorry guys. All right. That's the story of this bell. And I ring it when I'm overwhelmed. Maddie says, I'm not a religious man, but I find peace, Miss Yogi, in your channel. We appreciate you and your subscribers. Thank you so much. That is Brian says the bell is so nice. Beautiful sound. Thank you. Songa says, I haven't seen Heavenly Star in a while. Someone saw a comment Heavenly Star left on someone's page a couple months ago. And she said that she was being bullied by someone. I don't know anyone who knows her offline. Selena says, the vibe is so beautiful in here. Yeah, I especially love my 5 a.m. live streams. Everything is just quiet, you know? In yogic terms, about an hour and a half to 2 hours before sunrise, about an hour afterwards, it's called Brahma Muhurtai, which is the hours of God. It's the quietest time of the day. It's the time of creation. Every mystic says if you were to wake up in these early hours before sunrise and ask for what you wanted in life, that the universe conspires to bring about that wish. In Sanskrit, it's called sankalpa, or intention. Plant the seed of intention in these early hours, magic happens. Songa says, no F's, no frills, no mercy. Your name is so long. It is a long name. I thought my name was long. Selena says, I'm so sorry about your father, Eric. Thank you so much, Selena. Let's see, Brian says, oh, we love you, man. That's a beautiful story. Thank you, Brian. Maddie says, love and respect, sir. Hey, Monkey Man Production says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Monkey Man. Monkey Man is the newest member of the members channel. It was a gift. Our friend Shirley came in last night and gifted 10 memberships. Monkey Man says, thank you to the person who brought me a membership. I know it's random, but still awesome. Yep, that was Shirley. It is, might not be as random as we think. Monkey Man says, no F's. Hello? So we'll be doing some reps, Jason and I, later this afternoon. I suspect we'll be doing some burpees and some pull-ups. Although, Jace, I don't know I don't want to say up. You're always up for everything. I don't know if you want to do pull-ups, as you hit 100 yesterday. It's a lot of volume. So I hope you guys take a moment real quick to connect to everyone. Everyone here has awesome, awesome channels. And it is a perfect opportunity for all of us to connect. Going back to what we were talking about with Selena and Jace, well, all of us were talking about extending versus projecting. Projection always comes from the ego. Extension always comes from love. This is a perfect opportunity for us to extend to each other. What can we extend? Let me tell you something. The gift of attention shouldn't be underestimated. If you can give someone just a moment of attention on their channel, a thumbs up, a kind comment on the effort. Brian made a shelf out of oak, and he's going to do a short. That was hard work and craftsmanship. Man, going into craftsmanship, it's a beautiful thing when you see someone who well crafted furniture, a shelf, whatever. Give it a moment of attention. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Watch an ad on someone. Give someone watch hours. Runaway is so close. No F's, no frills, no mercy. Maddie is so close to being monetized. Here's what's going to happen when Maddie's monetized. Any money he makes from monetizing, he's given to charity. And he's going to allow the chat to pick out the charity that he is going to donate to. You guys can help make that happen. By giving him some watch hours, it means that you are helping a charity. And you can give that suggestion. Hey, maybe when you monetize, can you take a look at this charity that's important to me? Or, I don't know. Be kind to each other. Jace pointed out something in the conversation him and I had, which, you know what, Jace speaks the language of A Course in Miracles without ever picking up A Course in Miracles, which shows you the perennial wisdom found in that book. When someone opens their heart to life, they speak the language of love without ever needing to crack open a book. Me, I needed both. I needed life to break me open, and I needed, some wise teachers to help me as well. Maddie says, thank you, Mr. Yogi. Appreciate you very much. Selena says, Brian, that's awesome. You're welcome, Maddie. And yeah, Brian is absolutely awesome. Hey, speaking of channels, let's take a moment real quick and go over to Selena, our friend from down under. I just want to read her about section real quick. I'm an Australian tarot card reader and light worker. I am blessed with receiving divine messages from God. I especially like to help people by bringing clarity to a situation or confront to those who are in need. I do astrological energy readings as well as true crime energy readings. Her contact information. You can support her channel. And I hope you do. I know I certainly will. I love the deep, deep wisdom of the Aboriginal Australians. The dream time that they talk of. Brian says, I got 178 subscribers now. It's pretty exciting. And 40 public watch hours. We can get you to 500 pretty soon, Brian. Brian says, yes, I need to reach out more. You know, last year at this time, Eric Lapointe had exactly 3 subscribers. He's now over 2K. And I watched how he did that. He's also monetized. He's got his 3K watch hours. He's well on his way to getting 4K. You know how he did it? Connected to other people. He never said, hey, I connect with you, now you connect with me. He just connected he became friends. He did what we talk about here. He was kind. He offered kindness to everyone. And his channel through his own kindness. You want to grow your channel? Be kind. It's a simple equation. Dostoevsky. 2 + 2 = 4. Only in our perception of the world. Only in our projections. The reality is 2 + 2 = 5. 2 + 2 = 5 means that reality as we perceive it is shattered to the reality of the only one true equation that exists, and that is 1 + 1 = 1. There's only one. When you're kind to others, you're kind to yourself. When you are kind to yourself, you can only be kind to others because you recognize that there are no others. The First Nations of the country have existed for 40K years. They have more knowledge and wisdom than we will ever have. They are awesome. I love absolutely everything that I read about them. Psychologist Robert Moss has based his highly educated in Western tradition in psychology, And yet he only found true knowledge and wisdom when he apprenticed himself with a Aboriginal, a First Nation shaman. That's when his psychology became true psychology. Same with the psychology of yoga, the psychology of Buddhism, the psychology offered through A Course in Miracles. There are no others. We are literally creating the world through our projection. But that's a great lesson, because when we see someone who is difficult, anyone who is difficult, when we see anything appearing as another that is hurtful, that is unkind, that is maddening, that is driving us crazy, it's not meant for them, it's meant for us. And when we forgive them, we are extending love and we are awakened. Awakening never ends. Sonia says, I love that story, Eric. Maddie says, I'm sub Brian. Hey, Maddie, Brian's a fisherman too. So you guys got a lot in common. I think you're going to enjoy each other's channels. The moment I turned into Maddie yesterday when he was fishing, he was pulling in a fish. And I believe he said yesterday he caught 7. Jay says, Selena, it's so interesting. Yeah, I love all that. I love the shamanistic practice of the original tribes of Europe before we became civilized. That's why I always have a deep, deep urge to paint myself blue and tape antlers on my head and dance around a fire. Yes, I'm weird. I fully accept that. Cindy says, Jace, yes, its history and culture is there for us to learn and appreciate and improve. And I love how they have held on to that tradition so much. And they share it. It's not guarded. You just need to ask for it. You just need to ask for that wisdom. Brian says, my wife is still trying to civilize me. It'll never happen. Brian will never be civilized. I'm holding the vision of Brian and I painting ourselves blue and dancing around the fire with antlers on our head. Cena says, yes, Eric. This is why one of my favorite words is weird. W-Y-R-D, the true shamanic meaning of the world, which is our connection. Weird is a Germanic shamanistic term that literally meant web. And when you tug any strand of a web, the entirety of the web vibrates. So weird is the universe. It's a web. Indra's web of infinite gems, self-replicating, self-reflecting, creating the universe as we see it, a universe of reflection. So this is why when something synchronistic happened, a coincidence, something deeply meaningful, we would say it was weird. It was the web of life, the web of universal love. One little strand tugged and the universe vibrated with that intention. Later on, and we would get that feeling of awe. Through the generation upon generation, it has been sort of mistranslated as in spooky or odd or whatever. Embrace your weirdness. This is truly just a channel of weird. Maybe I should change my title to just a weird burpee. Doing burpees in his basement. I'm still holding on to my burpees, but I only do a lot of burpees on Sundays with Jace. So maybe I should change my channel to just a Yogi, only doing burpees in the basement with Jace on Sundays. Or is that too long? Let's see. Brian says, weird. Wow, that's awesome. Also makes me think of wired. Yes. We are deeply wired in. I got the antlers. You bring the skin-friendly paint. I'm in. Fire is ready. And Brian lives in an ancient part of the world. Do you guys know the Appalachian Mountains are actually older than the Himalayan mountains? The reason why they're worn, the reason why they're smaller, less altitude, is because they have been around forever. Embrace the weird. Truly, truly, guys, embrace the weird. The fire is ready. Embrace the weird. All right, guys, it is oatmeal time for me. Man, I'm still overwhelmed. Thank you, guys. Never know how life is going to unfold, guys. I'm going to offer one more message. Surrender. The more I endeavor to live a surrendered life, meaning letting go of my agenda and letting life bring me what it brings me, the more I find miracles happening. Here are the four stages of consciousness as offered through Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian art of forgiveness and reconciliation. The first stage is life happens to me, where we always go about saying, why is this happening? Why does this always happen? Life is happening to me. It's the victim stage. Sooner or later, we got to get tired of being victims. Life isn't happening to you. Level of consciousness 2. Life happens for me. That we are living in a reciprocal universe. That life is happening for me, for my benefit. However, there's still a level of separation. We're still perceiving ourselves as separate from the universe itself, which we're not. Which brings us to the third awakening, the third level of consciousness. Life happens through me. We are an expression of life. Just life being expressed. Levish says, good morning, Yogi. Finally caught you. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you caught me. Not difficult. I'm always here. I appreciate you joining us. Jay says, remember, look after yourself, then you're more able to look after others. Absolutely. Jamie says, take care, Yogi. Thank you, Jamie. You too, my friend. Jamie's going live soon. I hope to see you guys there. I'll put him up as I'm eating my oatmeal. As Brian says, oatmeal. Absolutely. Manny says, kind gestures touch hearts, hearts touch the world. Man, beautifully said. Beautifully said, Maddie. The last stage of consciousness. Remember, it's not that life happens to us. It's not that life happens for us. These are all stages of awakening. It's not that life happens through us. Life happens as us. This is when we reach awakening. Life happens as us. We are life happening. We're an expression of life itself. No separation. If I am an expression of life, it means you are an expression of life. Just life. Just one. Just life. Life is happening as me. Now we've gotten to the point where there's no separation. Because even when we say that life is happening through me, we're saying that there's a separate self. There is no separate self. There are no others. There's just life is happening as me. Life is giving me the appearance of me. Life is happening as us. Yes. Chloe says, didn't even realize how to change my account over here. How to change my account over. Oh, that's me. Forgot to change. Oh, gotcha. Lavish skin. I was wondering. Thank you, Chloe. Chloe, by the way, is Maddie's partner. And Maddie, by the way, is Chloe's partner. Jay says, just love. Just love. Absolutely. Alan Watts. So this will be the last thing that I'll leave you guys with. The great, great philosopher. Some call him a crazy wisdom teacher. Alan Watts. Love to use the metaphor of ocean and the wave. So when we say that life happens as us, it's saying The same thing as how the ocean waves. A wave is an expression of the ocean, but is never, never, never separate from the ocean. The wave is always the ocean being expressed as a wave. You are the ocean of consciousness. You are the ocean of love, expressing itself as Selena, expressing itself as Brian Matthew White, as Maddie, as Jace, as Eric, as Chloe, a wave, but you're never not the ocean of infinite love. You are never not the ocean. The only problems we ever have is when we crest as a wave and we look around and we say, look at me, I'm a wave. I'm not the ocean. You're a wave over there and you're a wave over there. We're all waving separately. Nope. We are all only and always the ocean itself. Let's see. Chloe says, subscribe to my other account. I'm on it right now. Let me bring it up. Done, my friend. Soap making. That's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to watching that, Chloe. All right. We are subscribed. We got all notifications. Brian says, that's an aha moment for me. Jace says, just love. Zena says, I'll have to think on that some more. It sounds about right, Yogi. Hey, Home Cooking. Home Cooking says, good evening. Good evening to you, my friend. So I'm not a tidal wave. You are the appearance of a tidal wave, but you're still the ocean itself. That gives us, a lot of times we think, so we're having these awakening experiences, and we think, so I'm just the ocean. And we try to separate ourselves. I am lofty and above all the little things that are happening in the world. But never forget, you're the ocean appearing as a wave. So when we can see that, we look at other waves and we have infinite kindness, because they are a wave who believes that they are a wave, that believes they are separate, that believe that they are fighting a tough battle against the ocean and other waves themselves. But we can allow ourselves to be fully immersed as a wave without ever losing the thought, without ever losing the reality of being the ocean itself. And in that way, we forgive everyone else the illusion of being separate. That's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is the practice of remembering we are the ocean, only forgetting. So, Brian says, have a great day. Eric, you too, my friend. Guys, thank you so much. Eric, sorry I was joking, but I am truly considering your words. That's okay. Never need to apologize. I have been a tidal wave. I have believed that I've been a tidal wave. I'm going to change that. I have believed that I was an entitled wave. That I spent a lot of time in life, my younger years, feeling entitled. Life owed me. You know, we go through life being entitled, an entitled wave. But when we realize that we are the ocean, that entitled wave disappears. And now we are the depth, the calmness, the infinite love of the ocean itself. So I love that metaphor. Carl says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carl. Welcome, my friend. Brian says, the ancients believed the spirit could come back through hummingbirds to visit us. I love hummingbirds. I saw one last autumn. I believe it was in September. Nick says, my new masterpiece video is uploading. Looking forward to seeing it, Nick. I will look for it. Sonia says, hey, Carl. All right, with that, guys, I got to run. I got to make some oatmeal, take a walk, and get ready for reps with Jace. We have Nick's masterpiece. I'm going to bring that up. So, CBBN, movie Brooklyn guy gets a divorce. Censored version. It is Nick's masterpiece, guys. I hope you check it out. Tanya says, hey, Tanya. Jamie is going live. Yep, we're going to look for him in just a second. Tanya says, hi, Selena. I will return the sub to you. All right. Guys, I got to go. Thank you so much. T says, boo. Hey, T. Welcome, my friend. Jay says, namaste. Namaste, my friends. Namaste to you all. Or as my friend, our friend, Cat and Jack, and now Lover Toy Pups like to say, Nama weird. The weirdness within me salutes and recognizes the weirdness within you. I am off to make some oatmeal. I'll get my reps in with Jason a little bit. I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be on Jason's live stream. If you look on his page, I always forget what it's called. If you look at his page, you will find him. Thank you, Home Cooking. T says, need sleep. T says, Jace, I send you a text later. I hope you get some rest, T. Nick says, everyone check out my channel and the masterpiece. I got your masterpiece up right now, and I'll watch it as I eat, as I watch Jamie too. So, take care, my friends. Thank you again so much. Home Cooking says, very good morning. You too, my friend. You have my support.